If you want to become a personal trainer, this is the video and podcast that you want to listen to. In 2026, the majority of trainers quit within the first year. I've been a trainer for 20 years, a teacher of personal trainers for 15, and we have our own certification. I want to set you up for success. That's why I wrote the book, How to Become a Successful Personal Trainer. Volume 2 goes over everything that you need. But for today, I'm going to talk about the gym that you want to work at, the certifications that you should get, and what those expectations are for continuing education to become successful. Now, where do you live? Internationally, maybe. Maybe you're in India. Maybe you're in the UK. Maybe you're in the States. Where do you want to work? That's the very first thing that you should do, because a gym may want a specific certification. There is no gold standard certification. Go to NASM, they say they are. Go to ACE, they say they are. Go to ISSA, they say they are. Come to Show Up Fitness, SUF CPT, we are the gold standard. They all say the same thing. You should be asking, where do you want to train? If you want to work at the best gyms, Equinox and Lifetime, they prefer qualified certifications, confidence, trainers that look the part, talk the part, know the part, and have experience. If you want to work at LA Fitness or Anytime Fitness, they prefer NASM. Some gyms like ISSA, a boutique gym, may have a background in PRI or kettlebells or FRC. They want you to get that. So you could have the best certification in the world, but where you want to go doesn't accept it. So that's why you need to interview gyms and coaches and trainers in your area that are doing what you want to do. And then that next step is getting certified. You need to be at least 18 years old. You need to get your CPR AED, and then find a certification that you can pass that's going to give you the confidence for success. Now, I've developed these tiers, C tiers, which are going to be just textbooks. NASM, ACE, ISSA, those are the C-level tiers, super easy to pass. Get through it, go out there and gain supervised experience, which is really important. Because if you go to the depths of hell and Reddit and Facebook, they say, just get any cert and go get experience. And let me tell you why that's a terrible piece of advice. Could you imagine a doctor learning by himself on how to do heart surgery? Posting in his story, I just became an MD. I'm looking for 3 people who I can start practicing on. No way, Jose, that would never work. So why do trainers do that? You need supervision. Let me read you a text from one of our partners at Show Up Fitness. We work with a lot of physical therapists. And Doc Coleman says, I spent the first 5 years of my career obsessed with becoming the best PT, which is physical therapist, I could be, by shadowing brilliant minds, observing surgeries, stacking credentials, and outworking my peers. I think that's really valuable to analyze because there's a lot that goes into it. He already had his DPT. He's a qualified physical therapist, but he continued to learn from the best, gain supervision from those that have been doing it for 20 plus years. And when you go to a gym, your manager isn't going to be observing your sessions. Other trainers aren't going to be coaching you up. You are thrown to the sharks. So you need the confidence and you need that mentorship. So looking at the certification that's going to prepare you for success, NASM, ACE, ISSA, those are like the fast food, super easy to get, but you got to ask yourself, do you want to be a trainer a year from now? Most trainers settle for the easiest, cheapest way, but yet we want to make a lot of money. You want to make $100,000+ a year and turn your passion for fitness into a career. Then why are you taking the easy way out? You need to master anatomy, assessments, programming, having critical thinking conversations with professionals that have done and are doing what you want to do. So that mentorship is really important. So look into that certification and ask those types of questions. Can you ask questions on how to program? The next tier up, which would be like NSCA, ACSM, nonprofit organizations, strength coaches. If you want to work in clinics, ACSM, those are a lot more respected because they have medical journals backing their science. If you were to ask exercise physiologists, if you were to get a degree in kinesiology like I have, I went to Chico State, also did a year internship at the University of Connecticut. If you talk to these kinesiologists, what certification should you get? As I did, NSCA and ACSM are the most recommended because they're backed by science and it's applicable to the training world. But then you have other tiers, B-level tiers, which are going to be gaining supervised experience, internships at schools like MPTI. That's where I used to teach. I taught there for 10 years. Our certification, I'm biased, but it's the best out there. We're the only certification that can say you're guaranteed an interview at the best gyms in the world, Equinox and Lifetime. With our partnership with Lifetime, we go to their gyms 2 times a month and we teach hands-on learning seminars. We level up their trainers. So if you want to work at a Lifetime, you're going to need to get a low-end certification, go to an LA Fitness, go to a Crunch or 24, spend 2 to 3 years building that confidence, and then hopefully you get hired. Whereas with the SUF CPT, you can apply with our certification and get hired and start immediately because you're confident. And as I talk about in my book, Help Nick, you have the tenets for success and what trainers should have. So look at your market. Where do you want to go? Build your team up. Intern with physical therapists. Go to cardiac rehab, obese clinics, weight loss clinics. Get involved to stack and build up your resume because that's going to get you in the door, and you have to pass that resume interview process based on what their mission and values are. It's different gym to gym. If you came to Show Up and you wanted to apply with one of those C-level certifications, I would kick you out the door. You need at least 1 year of experience at Equinox or Lifetime. You need to have R3 certs, SUF CPT, which gets you certified for life, soft tissue mobilization, which links you up with a physical therapist, and our nutrition certification, which links you up with a registered dietitian. You have to come in with a team, and then you have to pass the practical. A lot of gyms don't even have a practical. They are hiring you on how you look. Are you confident? Are you professional when you come in the door? At Show Up, you have to train an actual client, and we don't tell you anything about them. And these are clients that are paying $200 to $350 per hour because that's what we charge at our gyms. You have to take them through a workout confidently, and they give you the thumbs up or thumbs down. We are observing to see if you have the confidence to train people safely and provide an amazing experience. Then you look at the next steps. Sure, you just passed your NASM, your ACE, your SUF CPT. You need hands-on learning. That is the most important thing. As Doc Coleman said, he got involved. He watched surgeries. He shadowed the best trainers. He paid people. You need to go to seminars. Check out Dr. Farnsworth. Check out Dr. Chow. I've done podcasts with a lot of these individuals, and they have hands-on learning workshops where you go to Exos or you go and you intern under Eric Cressy. You need hands-on experience to be around other professionals who are doing what you're doing. Most trainers don't invest outside of that first certification. Those aren't individuals that you want to be learning from. You want to be learning from them. You want to be learning from the coaches and trainers who've been doing this for 5, 10 years and are continuing their education. Go to the First Principles of Movement with Dr. Chow. Go through a program that teaches you as you learn, like NPTI, like we have at SUF CPT. 2-month internship where you're going to get certified, but you gain hands-on experience and you train actual people. So when you're certified and you pass that test, we're the only certification out there where the test is you have to talk through the 17 muscles of the shoulder, 20 of the lower body. What are the core movement patterns? Design a program on the spot. That's the test. You also have 100 questions that you have to answer with an 80% pass rate for the multiple choice, but then you have to confidently be able to talk through what the career is like. So then when you go to that first interview, you're confident. So many trainers fail because of the imposter syndrome. They don't believe in their product, which is themselves. We have to sell. We are salesmen. It's not selling a product we don't believe in. We're selling the fountain of youth, longevity, looking better, feeling better, having a better sex life, getting promoted. Those are all things that happen when you achieve your fitness goals. You feel better, your mindset changes, and we are literally changing lives. You need a program that sets you up for success. Weekend seminars, First Principles of Movement. I had Dr. Chow on our podcast. Go learn from him and Dr. Liebenson and Exos. Eric Cressy out of Florida. He has an internship. Mike Boyle, great internship. Physical therapists. Dr. Farnsworth. 2 days, you will learn more hands-on than any textbook certification. I guarantee it. Because you're getting out of your comfort zone. Chapter 1 in my book, I talk about Robert Frost in this famous photo. And the quote is, "Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." If you go online to Reddit and Facebook, you're going to find a lot of survivorship bias. I took my ACE, therefore you should take the ACE. I got NASM, you should get NASM. People who've made it through because of their anecdotes tell you what they think. With so much frustration in our industry, we don't make enough. It's so hard to get clients. Why do you want to learn from people who are not teaching trainers? These are individual trainers. You want to be in an environment with people who have a lot of experience, the credentials, and are teaching people how to succeed. When you go through our program, you leave confident. You're not taking a photo with a piece of paper saying, "I'm certified, but I'm not qualified. What the heck do I do next?" That's the #1 email I get from trainers who just get a textbook certification. "I'm certified, but I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I've been denied by 5 gyms. What do I do? How do I gain experience if I can't even train?" You need to be confident in the assessment process, getting clients out of pain, programming on the fly, and the delivery. When you sit someone down, that experience, that hour workout that you just showed was the best thing they've experienced. So when you ask for them to commit to you, "Mr. Jones, you said you wanted to lose 15 pounds and get bigger arms like that. How was that workout?" He goes, "Holy crap, that was amazing." "Awesome, Mr. Jones. How many times a week do you want to train?" 3 times. "Okay, 12 sessions cost this, 36 cost that. How would you like to pay for it?" And you smile, you shut up. You let them choose. Just like when you go to a high-end restaurant, they're not fumbling their words. "Do you want the surf and turf? I know it's kind of expensive," but trainers don't believe in their product. They have a hard time asking for $100, $150 per session because you're thinking about your bank account. "I have all this debt. Oh, it's going to be $1,100. We have clients that show up who are paying $4,000 a month. They don't blink because the product is the best out there. They get results. They know they're safe with that trainer and coach. You want to be the best, you need to do what the best do. Get a certification so you can start gaining experience. NASM, ACE, ISSA, C-level tiers, NSCA, ACSM, C+, level up into internships and mentorships with programs where you get to build that confidence and critically think. SUF CPT, recognized globally. Some gyms may not accept it. Here in Santa Monica, if you go to John Reed right down the street, they want NASM. So if you want to work there, get your NASM. Do it in 30 days. Then you can start working there. Now, are you going to be a trainer 12 months from now? That's on what you're doing next. When's that next seminar you're going to? Do you know how to assess the shoulder? Do you know how to assess knee pain? What about if a client has low back pain? Are you just going to tell them to avoid exercise completely? Oh, you got knee issues? Let's just focus on upper body. That's not in my scope. The hell it isn't. You can help people who have pain if you do it properly. You're not touching them. You're not manipulating joints. You're screening to see why do they have discomfort. You got to understand the biopsychosocial model of pain, the size principle. These are the principles of movement, the foundation. I'm not saying take a shortcut, not at all. But you heard a professional. Being a physical therapist is a respected profession. And you heard someone who's doing very well for himself in what he did the first 5 years. Most trainers settle for the cheapest textbook certification, and all of a sudden they want to be making $100K. That doesn't add up. What do they say about if it's too good to be true? You think that you can just read a book in a couple months and all of a sudden you have the confidence to competently help people get the results? That's anecdotal evidence because of what you know. The difference between great qualified trainers, they understand the human body. The average trainer understands their body. You could be in the gym for 4 hours a day and you're all jacked up and you got a 12-pack. You got veins coming out of your neck and your biceps. But the client in front of you is 65 years old and they got knee and shoulder issues. How do you help them? The confidence in knowing, when in doubt, you refer out to your team member, but you've been through internships and you're building your career capital. That's what's going to set you up for success. I challenge you to go to the top gyms out there, interview the top trainers, interview the trainers who are struggling, and use a critical thinking process to see what it takes to be successful. And if they say they got nasm, ask them, did that set you up for success? If they got ISSA, do you feel that set you up for success? If you were me and you had an opportunity to go through an internship where you get 3 certifications, you train people, and you learn to network with physical therapists and registered dietitians, do you think that would be a good idea? They would say, absolutely, I wish I would have been able to do that, but I listen to everyone else on YouTube and everyone else on Reddit. I just got a simple certification. When you ask that question, you'll see those wheels turning like, oh man, I wish I could do that. That's why we've had trainers that have worked at the YMCA come out here for 2 months and they go back. Now they know what it's really like to be a competent trainer so they can leave and start their own business. Maybe you want to open up your own gym, a CrossFit, a High Rocks, a corrective exercise studio, whatever it may be. What are your big visions? What we call BHAG at Show Up. Not my term. This is from Jim Collins. Big, hairy, audacious goals. I don't like hairy. I call them hunky. What are your big, hunky, audacious goals? If you want to work at a gym that's high end, you got to learn what those trainers are doing. I've interviewed hundreds of them. They're in my book, and that's why we go and teach seminars at the best gyms in the world, Equinox and Lifetime. We do live workshops, and the trainers tell us, man, I wish I would have came across you earlier. I wish I would have went through your internship and got certified with SUF CPT, because it took me 4 years of trial and error without any guidance. But luckily, I had another job that was able to pay for it. If you're starting out and you're changing careers and you have to start making money now, you can't go to one of these gyms and just wing it. You have to know what you're doing, because the person who's on the other side of the table, they're a professional and they can smell out bullshit. And if you're telling them their lats are overactive and they're broken, why should they invest a couple $1,000s for you to help them get to where they want to be? A common question that we get, do you have to look like a trainer? I'm not Mr. Olympia over here, but I'm in better shape than my clients who I work with. Work with doctors, lawyers, executives, and they need to lose 20, 30 pounds. They want big arms like I have and huge calves. The famous answer within the personal training industry as a coach, it depends. If you want to be a bikini competitor, you better have gone and competed, done very well, looked the part, and be able to coach people to get to where you were or where they want to be. If you want to be a bodybuilder, you better go through a show. Let me ask you this. Would you go to a dentist who had missing teeth? Oh, how's it going? You should work with me. I'm going to this guy over here or this girl over here. You don't even have teeth. So if you're 100 pounds overweight and you're working out once or twice a week, your clients will see that and they're like, you know what? That's not what I want. But that same trainer who has a transformation, you're going to bring in other individuals who want to go through the transformation that you did. You don't have to be a runaway model or bikini competitor or be Mr. Olympia. But you need to be able to look in the mirror and confidently say, am I in the best shape of my life? Am I close to being in the best shape of my life? If I'm not, hire a trainer. Go through the process. Build your confidence. There's nothing that I would suggest better for your success. Testing out a bunch of different courses. Go to this 2-day seminar. Go to this 2-day seminar. You invest in your future, you're going to get gold nuggets from those weekend seminars, those live events where you get CEUs that you're going to be able to come back. And what's happening is, I'm going to age myself right now, but think of Mario Brothers. If you had to go through every single stage and every single level, it's going to take a lot of time. But if you could talk to someone who gives you the magical whistle that helps you skip a world or two, you're further ahead and you're more competent and complete because you have that career capital. As I talk about a lot in my book, I've interviewed some of the best coaches out there. You need hands-on learning. You need an environment with other professionals who level you up. If you're at a gym and all the trainers have the same certification and they're all complaining about Big Brother taking all their money, it's toxic. That's not setting you up for success. You have a passion and you want to turn that into a career, and you absolutely can. If you want to make 6 figures, you can. If you want to make $200,000, $300,000, you can. I'm not sitting behind a Ferrari right here on my private jet leading you on with a bunch of bullshit. It takes hard work. And that's why I use that quote from a respected professional And if you want to be a respected professional, you got to level yourself and you got to show up. Do what other trainers aren't willing to do. Master anatomy, master programming, the fundamentals of movement, and you absolutely can turn your passion for fitness into a career. If you want to speak to an actual person, no AI at Show Up, email us, call us, we'll talk to you. We'll give you a solution for what you want. Belt Buckle Trainer, helping you become successful. Remember, big biceps are better than small ones, and keep showing up.